What's going on, Ronan? That time is upon us. Endwalker has launched probably by the time you see this video. Today is Thursday, the day before, and their patch notes has been released. So we're going to go ahead and just go over the playable content section of the patch notes. This is like the main meaty stuff that's mostly important. We had the preliminary ones so people can get an idea of what's happening, and now these are the complete ones, which will give us an idea of where to start the Endwalker quest line and some other things. So let's take a look at these. It starts off with, it is with great pleasure that we announce the patch notes for Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker have been released in their entirety, including all you need to know about job, actions, materia, and more. At long last, the saga of Hydaelyn and Zodiac reaches its climax. Embark on an epic journey to breathtaking new lands together with the Scions as you fight to deliver the star from encroaching doom. In addition to gripping story of the main scenario, this update includes 2 new jobs, Reaper and Sage, an increased level cap of 90, the new male Viera race, and so much more. Now begins the final chapter in Final Fantasy XIV's Grand Saga. Then there's additional features that will be implemented in future updates. The raid Pandemonium is scheduled to be released in 6.01, and the treasure hunt instance, the Excitatron 6000, and the raid Pandemonium Savage are scheduled to release in 6.05. The new PvP content, Crystal Conflict, is planned for 6.1 or later. First, remember to confirm your early access details. If you have early access, you should have all gotten emails saying that your early access stuff should be ready and that you'll get your final code on the day of release on the 7th to enter your game code into the playable thing so you can play it without interruptions, what they say. So let's hop into playable content here. At the new cities, we have Old Charlene. This is a cool thing with the amazing fountain in the front. I don't know how they're going to introduce us to the city. I know flying isn't usually allowed in main cities, but I would just love to be able to fly around here, get up on the shoulder or on the pot, take a picture. It'd be kind of cool. So we'll see if there's any cool or crazy jumping puzzles that'll allow you to do something similar. I get a good shot of that in a screenshot. We got some more, a little bit more downstairs. Totally looking different area here with the wooden patio, the wood beams up top. It's pretty cool. Here's Radzatan. Maybe those coins will finally be useful. Here you see it's a very colorful city. I'll be pretty interested to see what this looks like in person, or in the game, I should say. Right now, it's pretty crazy. There's hardly any NPCs out here, but I'm sure like there'll be some NPCs here on the shop, stuff like that. It'll be pretty cool. There's some new field areas, Labyrinthos. It's pretty sweet. Wonder what this dome here, what's the story behind this area here? Here's it is, the dome. Thavnir. I wonder what this mountain peak is behind here with the, it's like a horn pointing up. Is it I want to say, is it Bismarck? We already be Bismarck. So, I mean, what could this be? It has to be something that's just frozen here beneath the rock. Gotta be. It's all crystally. Some more Thavnir. Pretty cool. Oh, it could be like an elephant trunk pointing up. That would be kind of sweet too. Garlemald looks really dark with all these spikes and stuff like that. You always hear about Garlemald. We see the people in the armor and the outfits, but seeing the actual city is kind of crazy. I can't wait to get a closer look at it. This is what the Aetheryte looks like. And they don't use magic, so I wonder how they're managing this, why it looks so dark. And there's like a weird train system here too. I wonder if we'll ride that train. Merilimentorium. Here's the moon. And there's the planet Earth. Despite whatever you want to call it, we're going to call it Earth. This is kind of interesting. It's not really like a city. It looks more like a palace of some sorts. This is the Aetheryte in front of that. So we're actually having different Aetherytes for each area. That's pretty wild. The first time I saw this picture, I didn't even notice that this was the Aetheryte right here in the front. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And here's the inside. It's like, instead of books on the wall, there's these colored vials. I wonder what that means. And there's more areas that have been omitted to prevent spoilers. So there's going to be even more areas than what we see here. 6.x new city and field Aetherytes have been added. So here's some more Aetherytes. This one looks like a seashell. And it's off the water, so that's kind of cool. A snail shell, maybe. And this is for Charlene, and then this is the Garlemald up close. Man, this might be what powers it here, this little metal beam in the center. Says the number of Aether Currents in all Heavensward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers areas has been reduced. Furthermore, the location of certain Aether Currents has been adjusted. Players who met this new Aether Current requirement prior to the release of patch 6.0 will unlock the ability to fly in each area. So if you don't have all of the Aetherites yet, hopefully you'll have the correct amount needed. Patch 6.0 introduces myriad of quests in addition to the main scenario. As such, there may be cases where the patch notes only cite the initial quest in a series or omits quests entirely to prevent spoilers. We encourage players to explore and discover what new stories and adventures await. So that all players are able to enjoy this expansion, we kindly ask everyone to please be considerate and do their best to avoid posting spoiler-related content on the official forums, Lowstone, social media, or in videos, as there are those players who may start at the official launch or play at their own pace. I was going to stream this with the spoiler content in place, but I'm not sure if I want to do that right now. I think I'm going to just level up Reaper and stuff on stream. Reaper and Sage on stream, get to learn some of the classes, the new class rotations and stuff like that. And then I'll maybe do some of the Fate runs. There'll probably be a lot of people running Fates on stream. When Shadowbringers first launched, that's all really people did was run all those Fates, and you can find groups for the major Fates that dropped all the cool stuff like all the time. But I decided to go ahead and just play the game, and I missed all those Fate runs, and it was kind of hard to really jump back in and find Fates for it later. So this time, maybe I'll just do that, run Fates with everybody, and see what's cool happening there. New main scenario quests have been added. So we got Thancred looking at this boat. Got the twins looking at the boat like, holy crap, it's a big boat. And we got Crow looking at this flower like, that's not a boat. And then we have Estinian looking epic, getting ready to slash the boat. The next ship to sail is the name of the first quest that you'll get to lead you into Heavensward, lead you into Endwalker. And you have to be level 80. It'll be at the Rising Stones, and you talk to Alphino. And players must first complete the main scenario quest, Death Unto Dawn. There'll be new side story quests have been added. Side story quests added in patch 6.0 will employ an automatic level adjust system known as Quest Sync. Quests current using this system will have their difficulty and XP rewards adjusted to match your current level. Quest Sync is also in Shadowbringers. I haven't done a lot of the quests to really know if they're in all of the side quests. I know you can do it with the Beast Tribe quest. So the Beast Tribe quests really give you good experience if you're trying to level from 70 up. So we'll see what happens with the side story quest in 6.0. Certain side story quests do not use Quest Sync. And that's this guy telling you, like, remember, certain side story quests don't use Quest Sync. Max Rebo over here. And she's like, that's messed up. Rogue quests have been added. The physical DPS rogue quests added in patch 6.0 have been divided into two categories, melee DPS and physical range DPS. So before there were just four, there were just melee DPS, magic DPS, healing, and tanking. And now they've separated these roles into different categories. So there'll be 6 different role quests that you should be able to take part in. So Hien is explaining that to, and she's like, oh man. Honey Summit. So tank, paladin, warrior, dark knight, gunbreaker. We know the tanks will be at Razat Han. And then melee DPS will be monk, dragoon, ninja, samurai, and reaper. It'll be called Storm Clouds Brewing. Then physical range DPS will be bard, machinist, and dancer. And magical range DPS will be black mage, summoner, and red mage. And then healer is white mage, scholar, astrologian, and sage. So that's 5. I said 6. Additional quests unlocked upon completing the entirety of the main scenario and all 5 role quest series will be added in a future update. So that's cool. Like they did with Shadowbringers, if you did all the role quests, there's a special quest you could do that gave you more story. Studium deliveries have been added. I guess these are like the Shadowbringers crystalline mean deliveries, where it was kind of like the story for the crafters and gatherers, your story quest there. That's what this is. So each disciple of the hand or land will be able to progress through one of 5 series of quests associated with the different faculties of the studium. Completing deliveries for a faculty of the studium will advance the story of that particular faculty. Because studium delivery quest rewards include crafter scripts and gatherer scripts, players must first complete the quest and scrutable taste before undertaking deliveries. And I have an example here, Faculty of Archaeology from Urusha, and that's blacksmith, armor, and goldsmith. As you do each one of these hammers is like part of the quest chain, I think. It's either this is or this is. And then as you get your stuff up, you level all that up, and you go on to the next part. So here's your reward. You'll get white scripts for that. Yellow scripts are gone. There's going to be white scripts and purple scripts. So the faculty is a disciple of the hand, level 80. I'll be at Old Charlene, another Alipu person. Faculty of Archaeology is going to be from Boric. That's going to be blacksmith, armor, and goldsmith. Faculty of Astronomy is going to be carpenter, leatherworker, or weaver from Jude. Hey, Jude. Faculty of Medicine is going to be alchemist and culinarian. And that'll be from Debroy. And Faculty of Anthropology will be miner and botanist from Hinegeshi. And Faculty of Aetherology will be from Talakatia, the fisher. And it took me a minute because I've been so used to hearing the names from Shadowbringers that I'm like, oh yeah, these are all people from the source. That's why their names have familiar naming conventions. Additional quests will be unlocked upon completing the entirety of the main scenario and all 5 Studium Delivery quest series. And I can do all 5 of them, and it has a new quest. That's kind of cool. Certain instance battles will now display character portraits alongside the battle dialogue widget. Character portraits have only been added to instance battles appearing in the main scenario of Endwalker. They can be disabled by unchecking the display character portraits with battle dialogue widget option under the HUD tab of the UI settings in the character configuration menu. So this is, if you're very familiar, well, if you've gotten that far in Shadowbringers, at the end where you have to do the fight, and you get to fight as Grahatia, one of the characters there. I'm sorry, this is a spoiler. These are patch notes for 6.0. You shouldn't be watching it if that's the case. So if you get to that end point there, somebody's yelling at you to use break, or he's saying use break. So we'll have his portrait there where it says use break, or when like a character is telling you to go help somebody out, you'll actually see their portrait, like who's saying go help them out, so you'll know what they're talking about. When viewing cutscenes and the Unending Journey, class quest and job quest up to and including those introduced in the 4.x patches will require players to change to the relevant class or job. So if you don't know what the Unending Journey is, in your ends, which are usually at the Adventurers Guilds in all the major cities, the ends inside your room, there is a book on a table, and that book is called the Unending Journey. That book allows you to look at all of your previous quests and look at all of the cutscenes, and it'll even let you pick different dialogue choices if that cutscene has a dialogue choice. So that's something, if you guys ever want to go back and you miss something, you want to look at it again or pick a different option, you can go back into one of the end rooms and check out the Unending Journey. Leaves. New tradecraft and fieldcraft leaves have been added. No tradecraft leaves or fisher fieldcraft leaves allowing multiple turn-ins have been added. Experience points rewarded when using a class at level 80 or above to complete a leave with a leave level requirement below 80 have been capped at 1,000. So no cheesing to get higher levels after level 80 from returning in old leaves. You're only going to get 1,000. And we're right now, I think we're probably still in the millions that we need to get to level up these characters. With consideration for the inflation of gil and the potential rewards for using a single leave allowance, the following adjustments have been made. The experience points and gil rewarded for tradecraft leaves that only allow a single turn-in have been increased. The experience points and gil reward for tradecraft leaves that allow multiple turn-ins have been reduced. The experience points and gil reward for fisher fieldcraft leaves that only allow a single turn-in has been increased. And then for ones that allow multiple turn-ins have been reduced. Because the downscaling of in-game values coincides with adjustments to rewards, it is not possible to make a direct comparison of rewards before and after the release of patch 6.0. When undertaking Fisher Fieldcraft leads that require spearfishing, the number of fish required for completion has been increased. Where there's fates, there are new fates that have been added. This guy has a lot of weapons, 2 snakes, and a drum. That's very interesting. I wonder what this has to be, a special fate of some kind. Maybe you'll get the drum. Players will receive bicolored gemstones upon completing fates in 6.0 areas. This currency can be exchanged with gemstone traders NPCs for various goods. Maveda is a gemstone trader. She looks very mad that you keep giving her these stupid stones, like it's some type of currency or something. Furthermore, as you continue to complete fates in these new areas, gemstone traders will offer a wider selection of items. And so what's interesting here too is that gemstones were on the first. So this is a new system being added into our current world, the source. And I wonder if they'll have some kind of story behind that fills in why all of a sudden we have gemstone traders here. To view your progress in each area, select Shared Fate under Travel in the main menu. There's Labyrinthos, Thavnir, Garlemald, and they're not showing us the other ones. This is definitely the final zone here. One of these has to be the moon. Like, they could just tell us the moon. We know we're going to the moon. Treasure Hunt. The following additions and adjustments have been made to treasure maps. Alamastinskin treasure maps and Kumbrahaskin treasure maps have been added. Rewards for Gilderskin treasure maps and Zonerskin treasure maps have been adjusted. Elegant Tombstones, rewarded for completion of treasure maps introduced prior to patch 6.0, have been changed from Elegant Tombstones of Revelation and Elegant Tombstones of Allegory to Elegant Tombstones of Poetics. Starting in patch 6.05, there will be a chance for a teleportation portal to appear when completing Kumbrahaskin treasure maps. So there won't be any teleportation portals. Right now you can still just complete the treasure maps, but the teleportation puzzles will take you to the Excitatron 6000. They said it was delayed earlier in the patch notes. The dungeons of Lihigia and the shifting oblets of Lihigia will now be level synced, adjusting player levels to 80. Grand and free companies, additional items will now be accepted for supply and provisioning missions. Reaper and Sage symbol options have been added to Company Crest. New craftable items have been added to the Company Workshop. In the Company Workshop, if you have a free company, you can go in and you can craft new ships and submarines. So I wonder what the new items will be. If there'll still be just a different kind of ship or a different kind of submarine. Maybe they'll add trains or something. The following company actions have been replaced with new actions. The Back in Your Feet and Back in Your Feet 2 are now Fleet-Footed and Fleet-Footed 2. I'm not quite sure what they do. I don't use those. New items have been added to Grand Company Quartermasters, Grade 8 Dark Matter 600, Material Container 3.0 20,000 require seals, and Material Container 4.0 20,000 require seals. And I guess I was going to have maybe materia from those expansions from Heaven's Ward and Shadowbringers. Housing. Following the successful restoration of the Firmament, a new housing district, Imperium, has been added in Ishgard. You see, Imperium looks pretty crazy. It looks really cool, but at the same time, really gray. I'm pretty curious to see what the housing is going to look like. This might be an example in the back, but I want to say those are just like apartments back there. I hope they don't have these like boring looking walls. I hope they're like stone like this with some cool windows, or like this right here. That would be kind of cool. By completing the following quests, players will be able to teleport to the residential district directly via the Aethernet and Foundation. So all you gotta do is be level 60 and talk to Gundilambald. Players must first complete the main scenario quest, Litany of Peace. Please note that players will only be able to visit the Ward of Imperium upon the release of patch 6.0. The sale of plots and apartments is scheduled to begin in patch 6.1. And that's, I believe, roughly 3 months after release. In preparation for the lottery sale system scheduled to be implemented in patch 6.1, it will no longer be possible to relocate an estate to plots of land that are not yet ready for purchase. Furnishing from the Final Fantasy XIV Furnishing Design Contest have been added, and you can learn more about the contest. There's links here. I have the link for this topic in the description. Entries that did not win have also been selected to serve as new finishings. Wow, that's kind of cool. So even if you just entered, even if you didn't win, you can still get some furnishings. Your stuff can still be in the game. That's nice. We got the fat cat cutout carpet. Kind of cool. This desk, like streamer desk here, L-shaped desk. A viney chair. That's interesting. Like, it's been sitting out in the woods for a while. Plant life is big right now. Everybody wants to take care of their plants. There's a tree with a swing set on it, and then the fountain with the leaves in it. I wonder how these look when they send in these submissions. New furnishings have been added. We got a hutch with some plates, Thanksgiving plates on there. It just has bacon and eggs just chilling in the thing, and then those jello. It's like working at a restaurant. This whole thing is kind of set up like a restaurant. We got a little sign-in book over here. Got the music player. We got the restaurant plastic tablecloth. Kind of cool. A heart, a little biohazard do not enter symbol like kids have on their doors. What is this in the corner? I don't even know. It's some kind of musical instrument, a xylophone of some sort, or it's bigger than a xylophone. Do xylophones get that big? Can you play it? That's another question. Crafting facility furnishing can now be used by crafting classes up to level 80. In accordance with the increased character level cap, level 90 Thavnarian striking dummies have been added. That's what this looks like. New orchestration roles, new aquarium fish have been added. When viewing the aquarium fish window, fish will now be separated into tabs according to size. So now you can pick exactly what fish you want to put in the aquarium. A new seed for flower pots have been added. Cool. Tritelia seeds. They can be purchased from all the material suppliers in the areas and the apartment merchant, and from New Gridania. The Manderville Gold Saucer. New prizes are available for purchase using MGP. You can get this fancy hat. Does it have like a cool bend that actually suits back some more? Like it bends down like this, and then it goes boop. That's kind of crazy. I'm about to see what this hat looks like in the game. Or is it the glasses? Is it the hat or the glasses? Because these are new glasses also, with this brim right here and it's oval shape. Could it be this whole fit? This whole fit could be new. The following additions and changes have been made to Triple Triad: new cards, new NPC opponents, and new areas. Players can now select male Vieira when creating a character. See? They're looking pretty Vieira-ish here. I do have a male Vieira model in waiting from the benchmark, but I think I'm going to go through 6.0 first before I decide whether or not I'm going to use it. I'm going to keep the original character I played with from the beginning all the way to the end, and then depending on how this ends, if it ends in one of the ways I predicted, then or something similar close to it, then I might switch over and use that Fantasia. But either way, I still might use the Fantasia because it is ending this saga, so we'll be starting a new saga. Regardless of your progression in the main scenario, male Vieira will be selectable when creating new characters, editing your character's appearance using Fantasia, or hiring a retainer. New hairstyle options have been added for female Vieira. See, bloop, bloop, the back, front, the back. New Hearthguard hairstyles are scheduled to be added in patch 6.1. A new face option has been added for male Midlander Hewers. Now he has like a little grizzled looking warrior of light. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the trust system. Ascendian has been added as a new avatar NPC. He will become available after progressing to a certain point in the main scenario. In accordance with the increased character level cap, the level cap for avatar NPCs has also been increased. By progressing through the main scenario, avatar NPCs can reach a maximum level of 90. The requirements for unlocking scenario mode have been removed. Both avatars and scenario mode will become available after completing the main scenario quest, Shadowbringers. The amount of experience points required for avatars to gain levels will be reduced in accordance with the downscaling of other endgame values. The amount of experience points rewarded upon completing dungeons will also be adjusted. Because the database must be overwritten to implement the downscaling of values, any experience points accumulated between levels prior to the release of patch 6.0 will be reset to 0. For the Wondrous Tales, prizes available in exchange for Chloe's Gold Certificate of Commendation, the Silver Certificate, and the Bronze Certificate of Commendation have been adjusted. The following duties have been added as objectives for Wondrous Tales. The addition of these duties will not affect a Wondrous Tale in your possession prior to reaching level 90 with at least one Disciple of War or Magic. The Tower at Paradigm's Breach, the Minstrel's Ballad, Hades' Elegy, Cinderdrift Extreme, Memoria Miseria Extreme, the Seed of Sacrifice Extreme, Castrum Marinum Extreme, the Cloud Deck Extreme, and level 81 to 90 dungeons. Castrum Marinum Extreme. Wait a minute. Wasn't Castrum Marinum one of the level 50 dungeons, or am I thinking of a different Castrum? Endwalker entries have been added to the Sightseeing log. The following additions and changes have been made to the challenge log. New categories have been added. A boon from nature. Successfully triggered the Gatherer's boon 30 times. Catch of the day, 10 large-sized fish. Spare no effort, spare 20 large-sized fish. Give them what they want, complete 5 supply and provisioning missions. Give them what they want too, complete 10. The following categories were removed. The Gathering Storm, Hooked on the Reeling. Hooked on the Reeling. Spare me, give them what they want, and give them what they want, high quality. Other ones were high quality also. It's because you can't gather high quality items anymore. Skywatcher NPCs have been added to the new areas. Skywatcher NPCs in 5.0 and previous areas will also be able to offer weather forecasts for 6.0 areas. However, special requirements must be met for certain locations. Like, probably had to go there. The level cap for all Disciples of War and Magic have been raised to 90. This is hitting in the battle systems, and I'm just going to end there. But that's all of the things that will have new inside the game itself. If you want to go any deeper into this, these are really long patch notes. They talk about all of the classes and the new class roles and the class changes. And as we see from the job trailer, they really did a lot of class changes in here. So there'll be a lot to look at there. If you guys are interested in a separate video for that, let me know down below. And make sure you hit that like button because it really helps spread the video around. But thanks you guys for watching this video. I don't really do the Final Fantasy patch notes just because they are really so long. So I'm trying to find a way to really get these out to you guys and still, keep the videos at a decent length and have them make some kind of sense. This is all a work in process. The channel here is still fairly new. Normally I just read patch notes all the way around, but I appreciate you guys sticking around and listening to these, through all my bumbling and stumbling over words, and just, being part of the community and giving the channel a chance. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I do have some cool content planned for Final Fantasy XIV. I have the cookbook. I want to start making some recipes. And I'll make another video on this also about my plans coming forward with Final Fantasy and Endwalker. And that's all. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching this video again. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.